Sitting at my desk while I wait for people to join. Good morning, everybody. Hey, girl, hey. See if I can figure this out. Hey. Good morning.
Hey girl, hey!
Hey, girl, hey. Ooh, look at your curls, all fresh.
What's going on?
What's up, chica?
Yes.
What's up, skidoots? What's up, Juan Panda?
Hey, dude.
Y
Juan
saludos, collector
Panda.
2.5. Hola. Let's see if I can just... I probably should do all of this beforehand, but I don't think about it. Okay, there we go. What's up? Good morning, girl.
Good morning.
So,
What's going on?
nothing much. Getting my drink ready. What are you going to be having?
I'm going to be having a cider.
Ooh, yum.
Angry Orchard.
Yum, yum, yum. I'm having vodka, soda, pineapple. It was easy. I had it in the fridge, so what else?
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Salud.
Salud.
So, everybody that hasn't hanged with us on a Sunday, we're trying to keep this a weekly thing where we just chill, laid back, never too early for drinks. Exactly. I mean, it's 11 o'clock her time, so why not?
It's, it's Sunday brunch time.
Yes, definitely brunch time. So, how did yesterday go? Talk to us about the fan expo.
Huh?
How did the fan expo go yesterday?
Yes, I went to Philly Expo yesterday. That was a whole lot of fun. Hung out with Playful and Ghosty at the
Nice.
Tenacious booth.
See, it's
Helped
12
them
o'clock,
out
so
for a while and really just hung out.
that's cool. Fun, fun. Was it packed or?
They had it in a very compact area so that where they were was pretty full with vendors, but they weren't in a good area for them
Mm.
for what they're trying to sell.
Yeah, I wonder,
So
like, moving forward, what the cons are going to start to look like. If is it like they're going to start to work in smaller spaces? Because like Designer Con was super spread out, and I liked that. It felt safer because it was spread out. Because when there were the rushes, they still were gapped
I
enough.
feel like it should be more spread out because then you don't feel like you're on top of each other. Also, you have the
Mm,
room to look and roam, and it's not just passing by like, excuse me, trying to squeeze
mm.
through.
That's how practical. Oh, damn. Yeah. But other than that, it was fun times. Well, of course, it's always fun hanging with Playful too.
Exactly. Shout out to him.
Shout out to them.
A whole a whole lot of conversation happened yesterday and a lot of epiphany
A
for
lot of
me.
epiphanies. Tell us about
Yeah.
it.
So I
Drink some more.
have
Salud. To epiphanies.
I'm
Pew, pew,
not ready. I'm not ready.
pew, pew. Juan Panda, I applied to be a vendor or an artist booth, but I haven't heard back. So I don't know if they're going through confirming who's going to, because they had a whole list, right? And they had people, they notified people whenever they made the announcement, right? And people, I think, were withdrawing at that point. So I think maybe they're just tallying everything. I haven't checked with anybody else, though, on whether or not they've been invited or not. So, as far as I know, no word has gone out on adding vendors. So, if I'm not added, I'm
I
probably not
will
going to
be
go.
there as a customer.
As a customer?
I will be there as a customer just hanging out. Like, I normally do. But I did hear that I think maybe Bird Brains heard back from them.
But didn't he previously have booths? So anybody that already had a
I
pre-existing like reservation, they were the first notified that we've got dates, we don't know the venue, and more info to come. So I think maybe that's what they're working through before they see if they have any availability for new vendors. That's my guess,
hmm I mean, that would make the most sense.
right? Yeah,
But who really knows, right?
yeah. Because I had heard some people had um, had canceled, had dropped out because of the date change. I guess that doesn't work. So we'll see how many. So I don't know. At this point, I don't know. You will be a customer. I will be in California. Did that buy you enough time
I
to
will
get comfortable to
definitely
tell
be
us about
there.
the epiphany?
No.
So, what else can we talk about? Oh, I have them over there. The prince came in. I'll be right back and I'll show you guys. Hey,
Yes. Hey,
Courtney.
Alex.
Be right back. We were just talking about you.
Yes, we were
I'll be right back.
talking about being up at the expo yesterday and hanging out and everything. Salud.
A beber. Thank you. Hydrate. So these guys arrived, which means I get to start shipping.
Yes. Oh my gosh. They came out so good.
If anybody missed, am I in trouble? What did he do? What did you say? What did I miss?
No, no, not at all. I was going to talk about my epiphanies yesterday with you.
See? Perfect timing. Tell her, Alex. Dile, dile.
No, right now we're talking about your prints,
Okay.
that there's still some available. If
There
people missed out,
are.
they need to hit up your website and go get one.
We have 8 left. So they come framed unless you don't want. I've had people request without a frame, but other than that, they'll be signed and framed. They'll be going out this week. We've got that, and then we've also got another drop that we're going to be doing today, a collaboration drop.
Mm-hmm.
And my notes are on my phone. I did a fantastic job of remembering to write notes, but I did not take them off the phone. So, yay, we're total professionals, you could tell.
100%. It's okay.
Yes, I could show you.
It's just hanging out. That's all it is.
Yes, it is. I could show you guys art. I'm working on Ganjira, and he's going to be rocking a tie-dye shirt, super 90s, because he's Reptar. So he's going to have the Rugrats on his shirt.
Oh, that's so funny. Super 90s, tie dye and all.
I was like, I can't think of what to do. Let's do Reptar. Totally forgot. I loved the Rugrats. Chucky was my guy. I loved him.
Yes. Who didn't love Chucky? Chucky, and then when Susie came around, I loved Susie.
Which one was Susie? Why don't I
La
remember?
Morenita.
Oh, yeah, she's cute. Yeah, with the biggie tails. Good morning, Randy. Happy
Hey,
Sunday.
Marshmallow.
Salud.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you, Skadoots. I couldn't think of what to do with it. I know. Oh, I've got this guy too. So like ages ago, right? Like the 38th, the 38th, the 28th, I was supposed to announce the giveaway winner.
The 38th.
That's why it never happened, you guys. I meant to say 328, and why would I say 328? So the 38th. So for this guy, I was supposed to announce the winner and I didn't. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to put together because I was still weeding through the list. So the only way I figured out to transfer it was in Excel, copy and paste, but then it gives me every single detail. So I've been weeding through it because there were a lot of submissions.
Hmm.
So I have to get through all of that. I made prints. I had a couple people ask by my prints and my Ramen buddies. Oh, that would be dope. Um, I wouldn't have a recommendation. I actually get it through a friend. So I don't know that he would be happy with me using his workplace. uh, uh, um, but I heard somebody recently was saying Vistaprint that they were going to try that. So maybe seeing if Vistaprint has good prints. I didn't shop around. I tried stickers once outside of my friend's company, and you guys saw how that turned out, micros. So I have no clue where to go.
uh, that's how the micros
That's how
happened.
they happened. I was like, okay, I've got 2 days. Let's make this happen.
Hey,
And I still failed it.
Ghosty.
Good morning. You're, yeah. So we've got the giveaway, we've got the collab, we've got the print, we've got epiphanies that somebody's not ready to talk about yet. Well, I mean, we could kind of talk about our goal. We've been talking about like what we want to do for Sunday brunches, and so far we've kept it very chill, very Sticker LA is good for stickers. You know what? I wonder if the company that I worked with for my Chingona stickers does prints. They were amazing. The prints came out good. They were quick. They got like they saved my life within a couple of hours the same day of the event. So I'm wondering if that could be an option. I think they were called Copy to Copy in San Diego. So see if maybe they have a website. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to see too, just in case. Because what if I need something super fast? Sticker LA is good for stickers. And then I just tried the company that Playful got his hollow from. So we'll see how those turned out for the APs. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I just ordered those, and they weren't too much either. It was like maybe $30 including shipping total.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah. So um yeah, Copy to Copy in San Diego. So maybe see if they do, if they have a website or anything.
I think Copy to Copy is like a franchise or a chain, so I
Oh,
think you should
really?
be able to find them. I think
Local,
so.
another one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Let us know if you find any sources, Juan, so that way we could spread the word too. Because I failed miserably. So, but as I was saying, we're just trying to keep like a low key, chill Sunday 1 hour session where we talk art. We sit down with different artists sometimes, like not Easter's, but the weekend afterwards. We're going to be having a super awesome guest join um,
Yeah.
that we're excited to hear about what they have going on, what they have in the works. So, I mean, not every Sunday will be a sit down with somebody, but it'll definitely be us cackling, trying to be chill, but then breaking into sound effects and what's up, what's up. So,
How's everybody doing this Sunday?
yeah, hopefully, what do you guys have planned for Sunday? I'm just going to be working.
I need to start getting ready for Florida,
When do you leave?
which I haven't. Saturday.
Okay. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, between that and work and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday night. Let's be real. That's when
yeah,
you're
I
gonna do
need to
it.
basically. The dogs are getting groomed on Friday. I need to do laundry. I need an oil change.
Yeah, take care of it. Oh yeah, definitely before you're because you're gonna drive down there. for sure.
Yep.
Hmm.
Driving with the dogs. That's going to be an adventure. Anybody want to drive with me?
Yeah, I know. Perfect timing, Savart. You want to go take a little Florida trip? Hey, I've got this chomp that I could share también. Finish this guy for
It's
clutter.
so whimsical.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I added splatter, so I hope that doesn't deter from the whimsicalness.
I feel like it needs like fairies
Fairies. Yeah, that's what I
or
said, Jay. Chris
butterflies.
gonna be, yeah, butterflies. That's true. Always with the butterflies. And the drive is how long again? How many hours?
18 hours on a good day.
Mm. You're driving. What time are you taking off Saturday morning or at night?
Uh, no, in the morning.
In the morning. Yeah, see.
I'm gonna hit the road in the morning, so hopefully get out there by Saturday night sometime. In between the stops with the dogs and everything. That's really why it's because of the dogs.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine. I don't know if anybody does fly with pets, but I feel like that would be super stressful on the pet. Like, would you have to sedate them for it or something? Because to me, like me
Oh,
hearing the
100%.
pressure and feeling,
100%. They would be Benadrylled up, my dogs, if they were ever on a plane.
yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I would expect too. Like, knock them out because that seems, and then the sounds and the pressure and oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine.
Uh-huh.
It
It's
took
not a
Pampa.
terrible drive. I've done it before, but my only downside is that I'm the only one driving.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that in itself is the rough part.
I mean, that allows for like true crime podcasting, I feel.
Oh, 100%. Nobody
Yeah,
has control of the radio except for me.
exactly. Yeah, I like because then
I'm
that's a
hoping
solid book right there. A good audio book.
I'm hoping that my podcasts have new episodes out by then so I can save them for the drive.
Yes, for sure. What are you listening to right now? I'm always
Um,
looking for new sources. I always like I was telling you how I finished
well,
the Heaven's Gate recently. I was just like,
yes.
yeah.
It, one of the both of the podcasts that I tend to listen to covered Heaven's Gate, and that's last podcast on the left and Morbid. They're
Oh,
both
you
on
know what?
Spotify or get your podcast. They're amazing podcasts, both of them.
Okay, Morbid. I'm pretty sure I had them in queue, but I haven't actually listened. Mm.
It's like them two females. They're dynamic because they're like aunt and niece or whatever, but they're more like sisters, and their dynamic is just hilarious.
Okay. Actually, I think you're the one that recommended them. I think I did start them. Like one has a child, a little child, no?
One has three kids,
Okay.
twins and a little one.
And
Yeah,
a little one. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I knew she had twins, but I remember something about the little one crying or the little one. She was telling a story about the little.
yeah.
Okay.
It's it's very relatable, and their voices aren't annoying. Like that's the biggest thing with podcasts.
Dude, a good audio book, that sucks when it's a really good book and then the person's like super monotone and they have no expression.
Ah,
It's like, how am I supposed to listen to
that's
this?
terrible.
Yeah.
And fun that we're always down for good recommendations, so pass them our way.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like if it's a movie that I can listen to, I'm because I'm working all the time. I don't actually watch anything. So when I do sit down and watch stuff, it's like I've never seen it before because visually, like none of this makes sense. It's like I heard it, but now that I'm seeing it, like I've done that a couple of times where I try to watch stuff I've gone through seasons and then I actually sit down and watch it and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. Are you sure you watched this already? She looked like that, and it's like the main character.
Like that's not the way that I thought the voice would go with the face.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, so it's like I'm listening to audiobooks all day long. So definitely any kind of recommendation. I don't know. I mean, for me, I'll do true crime, I'll do like documentaries, anything earth related, like if it has
Mhm.
to do with ecosystems or if it has to do like I don't know, I'm all over
Mhm.
the place because it's like then trafficking and then
I like history stuff too,
oh really?
like morbid history, dark history things. I
Mm.
love that stuff too.
Good morning, Crispy.
Good
Um,
morning, everyone joining us.
like are
Thank
we
you for joining.
yes, salud to all the people joining us for brunch chats. Would um like elaborate on that? What morbid history como? Like lore. Make notes.
Like like big pharma issues,
Okay, yeah.
um, human test subjects and how they degraded certain countries just to for testing, like the dark history of our presidents and all the BS that they used to do and get away with and basically still do that
Hmm.
everybody thinks is okay, but it's really not.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Old folk tales and spooky history. That's fun. I could get down with some chupacabras.
No, for sure.
I know. Anything that gives you the
Chupacabras and
heebie-jeebies.
the Jersey Devil all day.
Yeah, I think at paranormal activity is super interesting. I kind of have to be in the mood for it though. Otherwise, I feel like it spoils it. Like I have to be in the mood to be spooked. So it'll have to be like a late night arting session.
Yeah.
Aliens, anything
I think
aliens.
I had a conversation with someone recently where they're like, it doesn't bother me, but once I know it's there, I don't want to be there.
Como? Like, like there's,
Like around any sort of paranormal activity. Like
hmm,
something happens, you know there's a ghost in the house or something. You know it's there, but it's not bothering you. But once you see something happen, they don't want to be around it.
I've never
They're like,
had, yeah, I've had like moments where I know angels were talking to me. Like I remember one time my mom and I used to always take these long drives just randomly through the hills, and we have a lot of back roads here. And for some reason, I was the one driving. We'd have these long chats and drive. And so I was driving and I was like, no, let's go this way. And I felt like the angels were telling me to go this way because there was a car that had fallen into this like deep, he fell off the road and you couldn't even see him, but I saw like
what?
a hint of a flashlight. And I was like, dude, there's somebody trapped down there. And it's like this road was never driven down. Like there were no cars on this road. Like we have these stories where there's one road up here, for example, that supposedly inhabits a shit ton of albinos, which are supposed to be scary. And so it's like growing up, everybody's like, ooh, the albino. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like they just don't have pigment. Yeah. I hate my eyelashes right now, okay? Do you see him?
Juan Panda, how are you pointing this out? That's so rude.
I'm ready to take them off. I didn't get to put my extensions in, so I just threw them on, okay, cabron? I love how real everybody's gonna be on here. Yes. Yes, but these are bugging me. They're super heavy. I put on actual just because I didn't wake up on time, of course. So I haven't filled my lashes, okay? Thank you for pointing it out. Yeah, he is the eyelash expert, cabron. Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen me in New York. I was trying to take a video of all the skyscrapers and everything. and my eyelashes were like in the wind because we were on the way up there. Remember when we were at the top? Oh, I couldn't get it. It
Yeah,
was the
yeah, yeah,
best.
yeah.
I was
Oh
like, I
man, it
can't
was so
see.
windy.
This guy. I'm always sending him eyelash chingaderas all the time. Okay, what did Crispy say? Honest to God, truth. The place where we lived before had a fire and a cat died in there. My wife would tell me that sometimes she would hear cats meowing late at night. Wow.
I have a story like that. I lived in a house that was attached to a church, and
Mm,
my room was in the attic. I had the whole attic to myself. And at first nothing happened, and then at night I used to sleep with the radio on, like white noise,
mm.
and all of a sudden it would go on full blast in the middle of the night.
Oh my gosh.
The remote's on the floor, like nowhere near it. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, no big deal. Then there was one night I woke up in the middle of the night after the radio going on full blast to turn it down, and I see a woman standing behind one of the pillars in the attic, just old timey, glowy, in a white sleep, just watching me. And nothing sinister, didn't get any bad vibes or
Yeah, that's what
anything.
I'm
She just
wondering. Like what
looked like she
she
was watching me.
like was it like a like you couldn't tell at all if it was like what are you doing? You know, it wasn't like so it wasn't scary, but I always wonder like if it's not something crazy extreme, then what kind of feeling do you get? Is it like I wonder if they give off any like lonely, I'm trapped here,
I
like I'm being nosy. She's just being she's most a neighbor.
Basically, I think that's what it was. It wasn't anything bad. Like, I didn't get a bad feeling, didn't come after me, nothing. It was just like I guess the guardian of the house watching me
Mm.
and like making sure that I was okay.
Oh, see, so then she's like being protective. So she could maybe be like a mom figure, maybe.
I think possibly because I think like with her and the radio, it was like two different things.
Mm,
I think the radio was like a more sinister, jokey thing,
mm,
individual entity, whatever. And then she was there like, knock it off.
mm. Yeah, so she was a mom. No chancleta in
Yeah.
her hand.
No chancleta in her hand. This was so
What would be the equivalent back then? Because they had like strapped up
a
boots, no?
switch.
A switch.
A,
Yes.
a switch. A switch.
Getting spooky in here, Juan. Well, thanks for hanging with us. Um, Smitty says my mom told me a story that she saw my grandfather in our apartment. This was like 6 months after he had passed away. I was 4 at the time when she saw him. Wow.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Especially when you're super close to a person.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I had signs earlier or last year where it was like I was avoiding stuff. I wasn't wanting to deal and process what I had to do, like physically had to do stuff. And I was like, no, no, no. And I was in my sad phase. And then my Nina came to me a couple of times and she was like, Ándale, cabrona. Because that's, that's the kind of energy she gave. She's like, we're stronger than this. And that's kind of where, she is where I got my strength. So I was like, okay, fine. Let me cry a little bit longer. Déjame en paz. Jake says,
The Ed Gein documentary on Discovery Plus, and they kept asking if he was there, and all of a sudden a cutting board flew out of my cabinet. I was like, nope, we are done with this.
whoa. Yeah, I
That's
always wonder, like, could
insane.
you summon something in your realm because you're watching something? Oh, oh, that's creepy. Oh, I saw, I guess send a request from which account you're gonna want to join. I'm not sure, or I can send the invite. Right on time. Look at him all punctual. Yeah, we were late this
Right.
morning. Yeah, ¿y qué más? Yeah, I don't think I've ever had. I mean, I've had friends tell me stories where it's been creepy stuff happening to them. Like I remember one of my girlfriends apparently used to play with a ghost, and her mom was like, "Who are you talking to?" She's like, "My friend." And I think the mom finally saw that it was like a grown up because she was like the TV went off and she saw the reflection of like a person standing behind her. And I'm like, that would give me the
Mhm.
fucking creeps. Like you're thinking she's playing
Yeah,
with
that
like,
would be creepy.
yeah. So stuff like that would definitely creep me out. But I always wonder what kind of a feeling it gives off. Like if there is a paranormal situation. If you're ready, I could send the invite right now. Just let me know. I saw you join, but I'm not sure which of the two to send the invite to.
Hey,
Good morning,
Danny.
chica. We're just chatting, talking ghost stories, sharing art.
We went into a whole ghost rant.
There's never been any big, I know we did. We've gone on tangents and still haven't talked about your epiphany. How convenient. You have 3 minutes.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. No, next is our guest.
I hate
I've,
that all ghosts are slim and fit, never big.
oh, yes. I've never seen.
Have you not seen Casper?
I know. There you go. You're right. Yeah, every time they've described him, that's true. I wonder why. Hmm. There must
The
be a
kitchen
ghost
is
in the
the
kitchen.
one thing that I have a table.
That you have what that you have a table,
No, a
our
table.
table. I'm like, what does cable have to do with it? I was so confused. Salud. Vlad really came in here to talk shit about my eyelashes and then he left. That was funny.
Right? He said, "Nope, I'm done with all of this."
Yeah. I don't think I've heard anything from him yet. Let me see if I can. Oh, he left. Maybe he's trying to figure out how to get in. I thought he was here.
Maybe.
I know we're waiting for, well, we were gonna have him join in 2 minutes, so at 8:45, and I think he's maybe trying to figure it out because I don't see him inside the box anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where he went off to.
I don't know either. I guess we'll buy time with showing
It's
this.
okay.
Are we gonna talk about epiphanies or am I gonna show this?
You're already showing it, so I was about to say if we go over time, it'll be fine.
I could show, look it, I worked on my Ganjira piece since you missed it earlier. It's Reptar in a tie-dye shirt. And his shirt's gonna have Angelica, Tommy, and Chucky. I wanted to sneak Cynthia in there because that's my girl.
I love Cynthia.
With their three
The
patches of
three
hair.
points. The 3 points.
Yeah. Um, I thought he was in here. I know we were talking ghost stories and we scared him away. Or maybe he went to
Yeah.
go put his eyelashes on. Okay. I love it. Hey, but at least you guys are gonna tell me the truth. If
Put
my
on his
shit's all, no, tell me.
seriously. If we look a hot mess, just let us know.
Yeah, for reals, he will. Ganjatar. That was easy to say. The guest is, so I guess we'll I'll start to introduce my piece so that way I can list it. The guest is going to be Murd3r.bird. So we did a collab, and he's going to be hopping on, and we're going to be showing, which I'm showing obviously now to buy me some time, because somebody don't want to talk about epiphanies. So I've got 3 of these available. Let me see if I can set up the lights. This is what I should have had on when we were talking
Oh,
about the
that's super
ghosts.
cute.
The ghost cat. Meow. I feel sad now that Chris has pointed out that animals can also be trapped in like ghost form. This isn't quite capturing it the way that I want it to. I mean, you could see the brightness whenever I actually hit it right where it's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
it's the little
Like,
accents that are super cute.
and so her face, she's got the glow everywhere.
Hmm.
Slap Epiphany in the face if she messes with you. Send me an invoice. So we've got 3. I think
Oh,
we're going to be
Murd3r.bird said
doing.
he's
Oh, he's
ready.
ready. You're back. I was showing off to buy time. Let me see if I could try this again. Um, there we go.
You
Let's.
would know somebody named Epiphany, Rudd.
Good morning. What's up? What's up?
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are
How's
you
it
guys?
going?
Happy birthday weekend.
Thank you.
How's it
Thank
been
you.
going?
Salud.
So I saw you showing off those pieces. Look good.
I did. I was panicking. I was like, where is he? I don't see him in the box. Let me just buy time because somebody was supposed to talk about epiphanies. And she's still avoiding the question, Scott. So for
Talk
those,
about what?
exactly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Thank you. Thank
weekend.
you.
Pew, 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 pew. So
So,
for those that don't know, we've got boo, boo, boo. You're supposed to make sound effects for the introduction.
that's purple sound effects.
So happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So I am a Murd3r.bird. Kind of a new artist to the scene. Um, do a lot of painting, a lot of wood art, resin. It's kind of a new thing for me. My background is I'm more of a construction worker, but I've always been kind of into art at a young age. Um, Even kind of had a chance to go to art school, and we went a different direction. But I've always, loved art, and I even did some type of computer graphics also.
Oh, nice. So
So
currently, yeah, you've been working on a lot of resin casting. How's that been going? How long have you been going through the process of learning how to cast?
so this new job I got, I happen to it's like furniture restoration. So it becomes a whole lot of different crafts and stuff like that. And like one of the first things they had me do was make a mold and cast. And then I'm always into comics and Funko. And then I started collecting like the designer toys. And then I'm like, shit, I already know how to mold and cast stuff. So then I kind of started diving into this stuff. And then, of course, all the artists I follow, I buy their pieces and I scrutinize them and I look them over and stuff like that. And I don't really attempt a lot of painting because I'm like, I don't know that I can really make these pieces better. So that's why I haven't done a whole lot of painting because it's very construction where I'm painting like one color next to another color. I'm not
Hmm.
so good at blending and shadow work. Those are the things I need to work on.
Yeah, but I feel like your casting's getting pretty solid. Like your last few runs, they've been super clean. And then the fact like how you did the boba deers, it's like I'm still trying to figure out.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, and
Oh.
I'm not using any pressure pots or anything, so I gotta plug my phone in. Yeah, it puts my eye on me as I go live. I'm not using any pressure pots or anything, so I'm like going junk casting and then just kind of figuring out like different techniques and methods to reduce bubbles, even on my like my stone castings. You know,
Yeah,
working.
the stone castings, these are gorgeous because that's what these were. Tell us more about that because these are like solid.
So, um, okay, so originally when I first started getting into this, blanks were so expensive. You'd see artist blanks that would be like $60, and you know, painted up by established artists, they're going for hundreds of dollars, and I'm buying a blank for 60, and I'm like, I don't know how I can put value to this to then turn around and even sell it or make a profit. Plus, I'm a no name. Like, why does somebody want to buy, $100 blank from me? And I really just wanted to practice painting items. So I started kind of like trying to mold like other people's stuff, and then eventually I kind of stumbled on some of my own stuff, and then just started molding and casting, a bunch,
Yeah,
uh,
making it your own.
which allowed me to basically creative freedom to basically just start doing whatever I wanted to do with this guy, or let's say I want to make him into Kenny,
Oh, yeah.
which I because that's the thing. I got 1,000 ideas. I probably come up with at least 2 or 3 ideas a night, but I can't ever complete anything. Here's a
Story of
girl.
our lives.
Yep, here's
We're
a girl
always,
version I haven't finished yet.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and then this Astro platform is um, very kind of generic. So it allows you to kind of do a whole wide variety of things. Like
Exactly.
I think the only 2 people that have actually finished pieces and actually posted on it is Jason from Crystal Lake,
Hmm.
and then Big C, which he kind of like went to town on it. Of course, Big C doing Big C or whatever, and I mean,
Mhm.
it's kind of almost like not even recognizable
Oh,
as
yeah.
Astro. It looks like a Big C,
Oh, that's awesome.
and he liked the platform that he just thought like shoot, it just allowed me to like go to town.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So that's kind of what started me on the whole blank thing, because I wanted to get my ideas out and I wanted to paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you were able to come up with a good platform and make it your own. And it does have that's the hardest part is when you're thinking of creating a blank that you're going to have customizers working with. You don't want to narrow it in so much that they don't have their own inspirations. Like it can't be like yours. I could see squids, I could see ocean themes, I could see everything, I could see space. And when you're so specific sometimes it kind of hinders the creative process. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll hear like the artists will say like they like the large canvases or whatever, because then they
Exactly.
like even like Frank's beta. That
Hmm.
one's another one where it's like it's so kind of, I don't want to say basic, but it just starts the creative mind going where there's like 1,000 ideas. I look at it and I'm like, that's 1,000, or Mr. E's stuff. Like you can make that into
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
work as very good blanks.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think you did
Did
a
your
really good job with that. Yeah, I am. So it's like, yeah, he's got a few actually. That's awesome. And I feel like for me, that's a struggle too in itself because it's like, how can I simplify this even more so? How can I? And it's like, even with the first one that I did, the Octopug, this was an ordeal to come up with. It's like, how can I make it simple? But now it's still ocean themed. And so I think I tried like a tiger on it. And that's really the only creative direction I've gone. The rest has been octopugs. So that's awesome that you've been able to find that route, that way to. I feel like it's inspiring to see that piece and think of the different possibilities.
Thank you, thank you.
And
Yeah, I
you did
love
it
that.
rather quickly too, because you said you're still a newbie.
Yeah, that's exciting. So it's like you're moving fast. You're making any other future platforms you're thinking of working on, or what's the goal for you now that you've got lots of platforms to paint? Are you looking into more shows, or are you still kind of practicing on your craft?
Of course, I'm always practicing, practice, practice, practice. I have two shows lined up in the local area. Um, One's like a farm that does a lot of like fairs and stuff like that. So it's a local craft fair. And then the other one is like Anne-Marie Gardens, which it kind of like houses artists, and a lot of artists will do like a residency there where they'll like basically be given a studio for like 6 months. And so I have a show there in October.
Oh, nice.
Also trying to
Oh,
sign up
nice.
a lot of these places, like either maybe like on the volunteer list, or like there's a art council down by me, which I'm going to go sign up for, because there's a couple things in the area. Like we always have these cranes. There's these large statues of cranes, and they need to be repainted, or I'm going to go tag them up. So they either need to let me paint them. I'm going to go tag.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I would like to see that. Yeah, I think each of us, like San Francisco,
Yeah.
we have these massive hearts.
Uh,
And in San Jose, I'm trying to think what we have. I think we have like a few land-based sculptures. Like we have a Quetzalcoatl, but I'm wondering that would be super cool to see. So you got to share that with us when you do.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I could drive around and I see them, and I'm like, that paint job is faded real bad. It needs a new can of paint, and I'm like, I so want to just like spray can it, but I'm like, it's in front of the fire department, so I don't know if I want to tag it in front of the fire department. I'll be like, that's ballsy as shit, but
I don't think you want to take that chance
No.
just yet.
so then I was like, how do I do this legitly? I need to find out how I can paint this shit. So that's
Yeah.
the art council.
A lot of our easements are painted. A lot of the boxes that we have, we've had those arted, like, and it's different styles, different artists just sign up for it and go to town on concepts.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool to see, like the local art in your area.
yep, yep. Trying to do anything and everything. And then I'm still going to be doing stuff on the Astro. I have a couple other pieces coming uh, in the works. I have a 3D printer coming soon. So then I'll be kind of 3D printing my own stuff. I just started learning Nomad.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Oh, that's right. I've been seeing your daily chronicles. How's that going?
Pretty good, pretty good. So that'll allow me to kind of create my own characters and then kind of mold and cast them, where I will be able to kind of like more have like a meaningful message with my art. Um, Kind of like on my mental health background, and a lot of depression, and suicide attempt, and just everything. So
Those
I,
are some
I
powerful topics that you're going to be covering. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that.
so yeah, if I can try to like it's been a journey and a roller coaster for me. I feel like I'm kind of at a better spot in my life, and um, I mean, going to groups and going in all these things, and it's really about learning like lessons to cope. And
Hmm.
really, when you have these moments, if you kind of just like remember them and just go through all your different steps or whatever, you can kind of get yourself back on the, or like like someone that's in AA all the time or whatever. If they can go back and just remember their steps and get themselves back on that good track. I mean, obviously, not everyone can get themselves back on that good track, but I mean, I've been dealing with this shit since I was a teenager, so I kind of feel like I have enough skills now.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's not always the case, but
Well, I mean, it's day by day sometimes, right?
of course, hell,
Yeah, all of that is
yeah.
day by day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'd like to kind of express in my art, is like a message, like a positive message or whatever. So
Wow. And to be able to have found art as, because for me, art is such a coping mechanism. And anytime that I'm going through something, it really helps me to deal with it. And like you said, going through the motions, I feel like art is my going through the motions. And so that's good to hear that you've been able to find that as well in art.
yeah, yeah, because it's kind of like a thing that
That was part of the epiphany yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a thing that like I read.
Use art as a
So,
coping mechanism.
Your coping mechanism, is that what you said?
art,
Yeah.
art,
Mm.
rediscovering art.
Are you going to talk about your epiphany now? Is she?
No, you guys are showing your pieces.
Hi, Mujer.
No, I feel bad because Purple's being left out. You got to jump in and share some with us.
Oh, why am I being left out? I'm not being left out. I'm totally agreeing with everything you guys are saying.
But we let you have time to ruminate and process what you had to say. We're we haven't even shared the claim yet. You're supposed to tell everybody the epiphany so that way we can list these guys. Scott, do you want to show what you have since I've been showing mine this whole time?
Yes, I can. I can. I've been going over like where do I set myself up for an art, where's my office at? Everyone just has an office. Are you going to be the guy that holds your phone and walks around? And I'm like, yep, I'm totally
Yep.
going to be the guy.
But see, you could be walking out to are you on the water? Like the pictures that you took, is that at your house?
That's my parents' house.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, that's family property for me. So like
Yeah.
I grew up there on the water. It's in the Chesapeake Bay. So that was, awesome. Growing up there, there's fruit trees everywhere. My grandfather was awesome. It was always like he's passed now. It was like when I was 15, it was pretty rough on me for me to get over that. But like, yeah, he's awesome. He's always like, let's go fishing, like grab a bunch of snacks.
Yeah.
Um, there's always soft shell crabs all the time. Great memories down there. Great
Hmm.
memories. Let me see. How do I flip my phone?
That's awesome.
Here we go. All right. So mine are. Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah, these are dope. He showed me and I was like, oh my gosh. And then he told me the theme and I was like, my sound effects and my brain sizzling. Look
And
at that.
Wow.
of course, I messed up and don't have my black light. Damn it.
Oh, these are black light reactive too.
Yeah, they're actually black light reactive and glow in the dark.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And it's not quite picking up the detail because if you look, you'll see some of it kind of fade down. It almost has this like antique look. Yeah, like that. You see on the hands and
Yeah.
on the trunk. And what was the theme
And
that
you
you?
see some different pigmentation also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of see no, hear no, speak no evil vibes from these three.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see that.
Right? And each one is they're just gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, they all have a
Yeah.
little bit of pink on them. Like that one has a line of pink. This one I really like how like the pink kind of hung out by his eye,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and this one has like a little bit of it also. You can kind of see this one has a little bit of gold on the ear too.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Yeah, your experimenting process has been fun to see. With mine, I feel like it's like, okay, that was just muddy. Okay, that was not worth it. Each time that I've done it, I haven't had successful experiments. So my goal has been to just get like highly pigmented. So it would be cool to get to this point where I can experiment and mix different colors. Because you did four. You did gold, you did the blue, the black, and the pink.
Yeah, I still have failed resins all the time. Actually, I was going to show off two projects that I have releasing on Wednesday. That'll be
Mm.
at my store, and then I was going to show off my two future projects, but I had a fail, and it just kind of messed up my whole timeline, so I can't actually fully show you the figure. I'm going to show you the figure, but he's kind of melting, you know. Um,
Okay. So when he's available, he will be unmelted.
yeah. So I mean, I still have it's a learning process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun learning process.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what makes it the fact that it's such an obstacle, I think is what makes it exciting.
I was pretty stressed out
And as long
yesterday
as
because
you're
I
having
was like,
fun with it.
Yeah.
yeah, super having fun. I love pouring and casting, but like I was super stressed out yesterday because like like it was like a Fetz mold where it's like maybe too much hardener, and I'm like touching it, and I'm like it's so soft, and then I was like I don't even think I can pull this out of my mold. Like I think this is gonna kill my mold. So
Oh.
I was like really stressed out yesterday. So now back to the elephants in good old Funko fashion. I
Oh,
made
so
a
you're gonna
chase.
Oh,
a chase? Look at that.
Chase.
Pink and
So
black.
of course I don't know if like it shows up, but yeah, of course I have a lot of Funko Pops or whatever. So yep, there is actually a chase in good
That's
old
awesome.
Funko fashion.
So we decided that we would do claims in the chat for today, and then anything that remains, we would list them externally on our own sites. So what was the price that you were listing yours for? Because these are like major steals. All right, I'll go my
Um,
second drink.
why don't you go first?
Just muted myself. We'll put that drink aside. Oh, see? Okay, Juan Banda, he neglected both of us, okay? Because he didn't sell me an Astro Boy either. And he gave Yessie like 10 million at the pop-up. So,
I have an Astro Boy.
yeah.
I actually do have artist packs available in my store.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, you can
What?
get 3 blanks for $30 shipped
Oh, wow.
as a
And
way of
what's the
me.
material
Ah,
again?
that's it.
I'm sorry.
What is the material called again that you?
Hydrostone.
Okay.
I've also heard it called like liquid stone.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard Hydrostone. I think Owlberry Lane uses that, right? Yeah. So, okay, back on track. So Juan Panda, go check out what's the website? Or do you want to list it on here so that way if anybody wants to
Um, I don't know how to do that.
tell me the website and I'll
it's in my link in my
link
murder
bio.
bird
Okay,
bio.
let's try this. Oh, see,
So just go
Skidoo
follow
Smith.
Murd3r.bird.
Yeah, it's a way of trying to give back to the community.
Why didn't it pull anything? Okay, let me try this
And
again.
because it's stone, is it customizable? Like you can build on it, but can you break it apart?
Yeah, you can drill into it. Um, yeah, you can drill into it. I always drill into it and insert magnets to kind of like hook accessories to it. And then I've even like
Hmm.
drilled out the whole face, and
Oh,
I put
nice.
I put glass inside of it.
Oh, how did that work?
Oh wow.
It was okay. It was okay. I don't know if I ever actually showed it off.
That'd be interesting to see. Okay, here we go. I think I got it. I think I figured it out. Let's hope I.
Kind of like a bunch of
So,
razor teeth. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, Smitty just posted it. Thank you.
oh, thank you, Smitty. How do I internet you guys?
Smitty's the new purple.
Here we go. Pin comment. I know.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Smitty. So that's the site to go to to get the artist blanks, which you said again was 30.
Yes,
And you
yes,
do like
30
me
for
too,
three
right? Where it
Astros.
includes the shipping, right?
It does free
Yeah.
shipping with everything on my site. I hate shipping prices.
Same. Uh, so I just do a total and then I figure it out afterwards.
Yeah,
Eventually I'll
yeah,
get there.
yeah. I mean, you ever like put a toy in your cart and it's like $50 or whatever, and then like shipping's like 20, and you're like, dude, so that's like $70 for this piece, like,
Yeah.
and then you just back out of it. I don't like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, because I do the same thing. It's like that's half of the cost. What the heck?
hmm
Okay, back on track, guys.
yes, back on track.
That's our shows. Sidetracked is what it should be. P and P sidetracked. So, okay. For my guys, we decided for fully embellished, detailed UV black light. These guys are reactive. No glow in the dark though, but lots of black light goodies. These are going to be 45 shipped each. There's only 3, so if you want to grab one, no fancy anything, just claim in the chat, and then anything that remains will be listed on the site, on my site, link in bio. And then Scott, what did you decide on for yours? Let me see if I can put my.
Um, yeah, yours are gorgeous. I love the small details you do,
Thank
and
you.
the picking out of your colors and how they blend so well together. It's really great.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to stop myself because otherwise I would have gone over the whole thing with white accents. Like I started here and I was like, okay, that's enough. Stop.
I know. I when you spun it around and I saw that back or whatever, I was thinking about that one you did with the face where it all glue in the dark, and I was like, oh shit, she about to go there.
Yeah, yeah, I did want to. And I was like, no, 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 stop, stop, stop. So,
Simple is better.
All right, so my pieces, I said they were. What did you say yours were?
oh, 45.
45.
All right, so mine are $30 shipped.
30 shipped. And a chance at that pink chase. And they're all glow in the dark and UV reacted, right?
Yes, they are.
Reactive.
Let me do a trip around my house and find my black light.
Yeah. Are they going to be able to choose which one they want, or is it like a blind? I mean, obviously, you can't choose the chase, obviously. So never mind. I
So
answered my own
yes,
question.
I'm gonna do it as blind. I just figure that's the easiest way to make it fair. Plus, they all look a little bit differently. Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, I figured that'd probably be the easiest way is just make it all blind bag.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. I have my light.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to mute myself right quick.
It looks so nice. The pink one is very antique looking.
Yeah, I like how that came out.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Take a trip around the house again.
And it's tough to pick up the black light. Like when I was trying to show it, it didn't glow as much as it does in person.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Oh, wow. Good morning.
Yeah, the blue with the black drip. I agree.
Funny is that you can kind of see it pink a little bit too in the glow.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can see the pink around in different areas.
Yep.
Yeah, just that
Yep.
glow.
So they all glow. Sorry
And
about
that
the.
was just from charging it that little bit of time.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was major
Yeah.
glow.
I barely charge my stuff up. I hear about people having to charge their stuff for like 20 minutes or 2 hours or something like that.
Mm,
Sounds crazy.
yeah, sounds like a while.
But you can kind of see them glow a little bit even
Hmm.
in the daytime.
So if anybody wants to grab these, we're either going to be listing them on the site afterwards, or you can claim in the chat now. Just let
Yeah,
us know which
exactly.
you're claiming.
Yeah, if you want Priscilla's, put claim P. If you want Murd3r.bird, put claim murder. So that way we can differentiate and then be able to contact you guys correctly.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Now
think
you
that
got
one's my
you have to do claim and then you have to do the knife emoji.
the knife emoji.
No, I'm just kidding. Just do whatever.
Mine you have to claim, and then you have to do the nail polish emoji, and then
The eyelash.
the eyelash. Yes, we have to
You have to
do.
send me a.
Yeah, those colors are amazing. I think the middle one is my favorite, the one with the drip everywhere. There we go. Skidoots claim. She's
Nice.
claiming
Thank
one.
you.
Hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, they kind of all have their own little special character to them. I feel like this one, I like how it looks at him. It's like the black covers his face, like it's a mask.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It was like the Speak No Evil.
Hmm.
This one even looks like a lot softer and kind of cute.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean like just the way how the resin sits in them, and then yeah, this looks like you know this looks like murder. Now I really like how this one came out with all the drips down it or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I tried to super recreate that on the pink one. So I like how that kind of came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really just from like putting different color mold, and then just kind of moving the mold all around and stuff like that to get the blue all
Yeah,
in
look at
crevices, stuff like that. So I was basically just spinning the mold around like every 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh wow.
okay,
Oops,
we've got Smitty claim as well.
oh, thank you.
Smitty and
Thank you so much.
Skidoots. And these are 30 shipped
30 shit.
total. Hmm.
Yeah, 30 shipped. And Priscilla's are 45 shipped. So you guys would be getting great deals on either piece.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, how soon do you think you'll start printing? Like, when is the printer coming in?
That'll all be here next week. Uh,
Nice.
and I think I already have one guy already ready, and then I've already kind of started working on two other guys, but I need to figure out a whole lot of stuff like the print bed and set up the printer and you know is it gonna is what I'm even sculpting gonna even work or is it gonna fail? So I'm gonna have to rely on my friends in the community.
Yeah. Oh, heavily. I've been
Yeah.
intimidated and I've been getting yelled at. Why haven't you set it up yet? I'm
Oh,
like,
you have one.
I have one. I've had one since decon.
I feel like I've heard someone else had one also, and they're like, "Yeah, I just haven't gone through and set it up." So now that's like two people I know that have a printer and just haven't set it up.
Yeah. I'm making excuses. Well, it's like with the pressure pot. I was so
She is
intimidated.
making
I
excuses.
am, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not going to deny it.
So, so yeah, I'm curious about some of your characters, like your Octopug, and then so like, do you like did you like sculpt that out of clay, or did you have someone else like 3D print you a master?
For the Octopug, I sculpted it. It was my first, and I was able to find like Thingiverse, I think is one of the sites.
Yes,
Turbo
I've heard of
Squid
them.
is another one. Turbo Squid is one of the primary pages that I could find a lot of different, files. And so I went through and I started finding all these cool files. I would definitely recommend going with free files first for anybody that's like, because I kept buying. I was like, oh, I want to make this. And I was like, dude, this is going to be way too expensive. So then I dialed it back and I was like, okay, let's start with basic shapes. And so I was able to find an octopus that was super cute, and he was like these little pointed. And so I ended up transforming him into the octo kitty that I did at first, and he had ears, and it just didn't sit right, and it looked kind of funny. And so when I printed him without ears,
Hey,
everybody
hey.
said he looked like pugs. Good morning. So it's like, oh, I didn't print it. I ended up having Mario print it for me.
Okay.
And so he printed the smaller so this was my proto. I think I do have another. I don't know where he's at. He's normally sitting here, but this is the initial. And so you still kind of have to refine it. When you print it, you'll see some of the fingerprinting going on. So it's still a little bit of a process, but it's so much easier and so much cleaner than hand sculpting. And so,
Yeah.
but I'm just intimidated by the machinery because I want to set it up in my storage, and I don't want to have it indoors in my house because it's a house of just girls. And so I feel like it needs to be aired out over there. Or it's mostly girls, I should say. So
More out away from everyone.
exactly. So I don't want them breathing it.
Yeah, I don't know if it puts off fumes. I've heard some people talk about like carbon filters for it, but same thing. I'm putting it in a room that I don't go in and just like shutting the door and just gonna let it run at like during the day while I'm at work, or let it run during the night or something like that.
Yeah.
mean, that's
Yeah.
half my resin stuff too. Like, I feel like it's like same with like Surge. Like that, I hope that's not the room he sleeps in, you know, because he's always like wearing the mask, and it's like that
Yeah.
must be his spray paint and his pouring resin room, you know. So like I do the
Awesome.
same thing. I just like pour and spray in a different room, and then I go off into another room because I'm
Oh,
not
all
gonna.
my casting is outdoors. Yeah. All my pressure pot is outside. Everything happens outside.
Yeah, if the
So
weather's nice, I'm out in my my workshop slash art studio, and same thing. I mean, then I don't have to worry about things not drying right or whatever. But I mean, just with the winter, and it's just so wet and humid out there, I can't do shit out in the like every.
oh.
It's like if I'm trying to get those crackle effects, let's go out in the workshop. Let's go out in the workshop. It's like my
Yeah.
brain ain't gonna work
That's
for
all you're
shit.
gonna get.
Yeah,
Yeah, is the
all I'll get
crackle.
crackle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the stone pieces too, they get cold as shit. So yeah, yeah.
Do
It's
they
like
not
sometimes
cure
it's
because of the weather too? Do you have what's the issue that you have with the hydrostone?
Yeah.
um I have had issues, but I've been able to counter react all those issues
Mm.
inside my house.
Yeah.
Because of the same things, and like some of those things don't like your tap water because of whatever impurities are in your tap water. Like if you're someone that has sulfur, so like kind of like a pro tip, use bottled water. I mean, don't use like
Mm.
sparkling or something like that. Just use some plain mineral water.
Yeah.
And then I you know, room temperature at times, you know, because when things are too cold, I mean, that's when it kind of creates all the extra stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, temperature is a huge thing.
Yeah, same with here. Well, for us it's predominantly dry, but we'll have the hot days. And so I noticed that on the colder days, my cure time was a lot longer, or it wouldn't even reach the temperature it needed to. So a couple of times I had to dump out the mold because it just did not cure at all.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's happened twice. I had that happen with my first real mold, which was this massive thing just full of black resin, and it was just sludge. It was like tar everywhere. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's why I don't do too many of the
Terrible.
boxes because it was like a lot of resin and it just kind of wasn't sitting upright. And I had like two failed and it was a lot of resin. And
Yeah,
so that's why you don't see me doing those foxes I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are way over, you guys. Yesy, are we talking about your epiphany? So we've got how many left to claim? If anybody wants to claim one of Scott's,
um,
I've got
Priscilla,
one
you
left.
have one, and Murder has two.
So two remaining. So if you want to claim it, just let us know who's you're claiming. We're shipping, this one's 45 total. And Funko, Murder, I keep deciding, I'm like, which name are we going by? So Murd3r.bird is $30
We're
ship.
going with Scott.
Yes, we'll go with Scott. The birthday boy. With no sound effects. You were supposed to have sound effects when you came on.
Yeah, I'd probably mess it up. Yeah, I'd probably.
See, now we need a sound effect because you made that statement. What's your birthday sound effect?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it again.
Yeah, I have Skadoot, Smitty, and then now
Thank you.
Fanny just claimed the
Fanny.
last. So I've got all three claimed.
And Fanny claimed the murder one also.
And a murder one. Okay, so we've got one left. One more of his. Do you want to show them one more time?
Yes, yes.
Add sound effects with it? Dude, I was cracking up. That
Ooh.
movie that you showed us, or the bubble clip, I
Yes.
was dying.
Same here, man. Oh man, there's multiple parts to that. I'm like dying. I'm like, stop it, stop it. Yeah. I'm, somebody told me before that like a comedian would like want to hire me as like to like put me in their audience or whatever, you know, because like I'm like a really loud laugher. But I was like, I don't know, I might laugh too loud that he might tell me to shut up. I might distract him or whatever. Because I'll fall off of the chair and stuff like that, you know, like oh shit. All right. So here's
Like you still want to make it believable.
Yeah, we got you skidoots for both of our claims. He's got
Thank you.
one remaining. Get back to work. One left, and then they're all gone. 30 total, including shipping. So 30 total to get your chance at one of these. Look at the detail. Yeah, I just love how it just kind of cascades down. Each one is totally different. He
Mhm.
does have blanks of the Astro on the shop. No blanks of the Ganesh though, right? Just the Astro Boy? Or what is his name?
Just of Astro Kid.
Astro Kid. And it's bundles. So,
Yes. Yep. Little artist 3-pack bundles. I kind of stumbled upon like a Dave Sculpts when he was doing those Scullies and picked up like a 6-pack for really cheap. And then it kind of just allowed me to, experiment and paint up like 3 different ones. And then I even gave artists a couple. So that's kind of why I'm doing the 3-pack, like I said, as a way of giving back to the community.
yeah, that I think that's an awesome idea. So one
Yeah.
last remaining, guys. I don't know how to math because I'm doing this, but I really meant this. There's only one
Will you
remaining.
make any blanks of the elephant?
Um, I haven't posted any on my shop, but
Because I think
of
that's what
course.
Fanny's asking about. I know that Fanny does love elephants, so that would be
Yeah.
a fun platform to offer as a blank.
Yeah.
I think Fanny would kill that
Yeah, she
platform,
would.
honestly.
And she would probably buy
Yeah.
them all.
Let me see what I have.
Oh, look at.
There's 3 blanks right here, but I just don't have them. I mean, I'm always working on stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
She said any of the Lotus
Wow.
ones coming. Which one's that one?
That was a one-off I did, but let's see.
Oh, yeah, that you were showing earlier.
What I
Any of
name?
those?
It's
So cute.
it's solo, but see how large she is in the back. That's why there's so much resin.
Yeah.
But it does make a very good blank. But I
Yeah, it
have
does.
had issues with. Oh shoot, it's not there. Yeah, I broke it off. There's supposed to actually be a charm off the neck,
Mm-hmm.
but I always have issues with it not working. But
Mm.
um,
Oh,
yeah,
see, Skidoots and Miss Urbina are both asking for blanks. I agree. Heart
slide it
that
in
shit.
the DMs or whatever.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can. I'll make
Or they
whatever.
can they claim them right now? Claim.
They can claim whatever they want.
Yeah. Okay, let's show us that desk again. You had the blanks. What did you name them by the
Which
way?
one?
The yes.
So
Yes.
that's what is it? Baby
Oh, Baby
Ganesh.
Ganesh. Mm-hmm.
Baby Ganesh.
So these guys you are making available. How much for a blank for them to grab one?
Um, I don't know. I need to think on that.
Okay.
But it'll be it'll be cheap, totally.
Okay. Yeah.
But let me see. What do I do?
We'll reach out to him. He'll come up with a price. Just
Yeah,
message
totally.
him.
Reach out.
Claim. See?
Yeah.
We've already got a claim right there. And Skadoots too. So both of them are gonna reach out on that. I guess when you follow up with each individual, because after this we'll reach out and let you know, yeah, the
Yes, I will do.
pricing.
Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun platform. We are half an hour over, you
This.
guys. We are way over. I didn't realize the time. I just looked at it and I'm like, whoa. Thank you so much for the opportunity
It's
to
been a
work on
fun
these stuff.
conversation. That's wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. As soon as you had said, let's do a collab, I was all for it. When I seen these, I was like, oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. The detail and everything.
I'm glad you accepted the collab.
Yeah, so this was
Mhm.
fun. Any other collabs in the works? Anything else you want to shout out or share before we wrap it up?
Well, I'm working with the fine folks at Plastic Pizza. Um, I had a release pizza party on Friday.
Oh, nice.
And I had off a bunch of oh, now I got to do a walk in. Slices of pizza, which were
Hmm.
basically cast in my stone, and I put a bunch of resin on them so that they would glow and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
nice. Son of a Saint also claimed a blank Ganesh. So we've
Oh, well,
got Saint,
perfect. Great.
Skadoots, and Fanny. I'll make a note just in case.
So yeah, I had released these with plastic pizza on Friday, and they're
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
15 each, and of course they glow inside. You can kind of see like that white stuff, the white cheesy
Yeah,
glows.
that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, and
And the
then
texture of the cheese, too. I love it.
thank you. So that was actually only one of 25, but I actually um, have 100 pieces that I'm making for them.
Oh,
So when I'm
nice.
done with my project with
Oh
plastic
wow.
pizza, I will have made them 100 items, all handmade.
Nice. That's exciting.
So stay tuned. There's projects on projects, whatever.
Yeah,
And I think that might be my only project I have currently going on, but I'm always open for more projects, of course.
yeah. So if
And then I'm
anybody
always
wants to
doing my own individual
collab,
stuff.
I was saying if anybody wants to collab to reach out to you or what?
Yeah, most definitely. Slide in my DMs. I'm always down to collab. Always down to
Yeah,
work.
yeah, for sure. Awesome. Very, very cool. Okay. Anything else that we want to add to it, you guys? Anything else before we close out? Yeah. Sorry, I just saw Saints. I was thinking as soon as he claimed it, I knew it was going to be for the misses.
Oh,
It's a
awesome.
beautiful platform.
Oh yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to show off what I have coming off on Wednesday in my failed project.
Oh, let's see. Let's see.
Okay. So
Okay.
on Wednesday, oops, I don't like that picture. I have 3 jolly deers, which I hand painted.
Aw,
Oh
that's
my
so
gosh, look
cute.
at this.
That is so adorable.
Super cute.
And if you know
It
jolly bee,
reminds me of like
jolly deer.
Yeah.
it reminds me of like when you were a baby and had birthdays and they had like those figurines that everybody would get, like your third birthday. That's what it
Oh,
looks like.
like a birthday figure.
Yeah. Like
Oh, see, this one's fun
a
too.
takeaway, a take home.
And this
A
is kind
take
of
home.
inspired by Buff Monster.
Oh
So
yeah,
there
I
will
could see
be,
that.
yep, yep. There will be 3 of these. Pink is heavy metal. That's what
Yeah,
they're
this is
called.
really fun. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So again, that Astro platform works out very well.
Yeah.
And so then my next 2 upcoming projects are going to involve me putting puzzle pieces, resin
Nice.
puzzle pieces
Mm-hmm.
inside of Astros.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And
Oh.
So getting the clarity, the clear.
Super had a fail, so we'll show him off as a fail.
Oh yeah, these are
Totally,
cool.
he's totally melted. But if you notice,
Not a total fail.
Oh, that's
That
so
is so
cool.
awesome.
so my daughter said to
I
me one
mean,
time, she was like, "Could you put water inside of that?" And it was a moment where I was like, "What the fuck?" But then I was like, "That's genius." I was like, "That's
Yeah.
fucking genius, yo." And it was
yeah.
just like the other night where I was like, I have the idea of how I can put water inside of resin.
Yeah.
So it's literally like
I
a,
mean, that's not really a fail. Somebody could take that and make it into something.
yeah,
Seriously, you could
I
mount
thought he
that
was,
on the wall and he could look like he's just breaking through.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like that's what it looks like on that piece right there.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I put him on a blue board too. So he's water. I don't know. But yeah, he kind of failed, but that was the idea.
Yeah.
Well, just imagine if you added texture to that board, you know?
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like the ocean, like a coral reef,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Seeing
yeah,
It
if
would be a great piece.
yeah. Failed pieces become customs or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. And then if you have you had a chance to work with epoxy yet? I don't know if I've seen, yeah,
No,
any,
no.
see that could be
Sculpting
something
isn't
you could
really
add.
my strong skill.
Hmm.
I get my hands all messy. I don't like getting dirty.
Yeah, I wear gloves. I go through so many gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate wearing gloves, but you gotta keep all that dirt out of my nails or whatever. That's a pet peeve of mine, getting dirt in my
Yeah.
nails.
Yeah.
So,
Same.
Uh,
That's why I have to have, because I have nails. So it's like I have to have gloves. Otherwise, it's a nightmare.
I always hate when somebody like posts their
yeah.
pictures or whatever, and then they have like dirt in their nails, and I'm like, dude, go clean your nails, bro. Sorry, that's a pet peeve of mine.
No, you're right. Nobody thinks it's not thought about enough.
That's one of my pet peeves.
Somebody's probably like, dude, that was me. They're like, fuck you, Scott. Sorry.
I love it. I love the realness, though.
Yeah,
Scott's the one who was talking shit about my shower
Yeah,
curtains.
seriously.
that was me. Sorry.
And then Juan about my eyelashes. Oh my gosh. No, but yeah, we still love the art, but not just the added
The
Yeah.
extra.
yeah, the extra. Oh my god.
I want it. I don't want to see your lunch in your nails afterwards.
I know, for real. We don't want to see all that. Okay, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're
Yeah, thank
already
you. Thank you for
36
having me on.
over. Thank you for
I
sharing.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what the next phase is going to look like, how you're going to be able to make it more, incorporate more of your life's experiences and your story. So this is super exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us. Did we get all of them claimed? I think we have one left before we wrap up, if anybody else wanted to
One
claim.
left. One left, yes.
Okay,
For Murd.
for Murd3r.bird, one more of his baby Ganesh. Saint, son of a saint's going to DM you also for the baby Ganesh blanks.
Yep.
So,
Perfect.
but apart from that, thank you for everybody hanging out with us. Thank you for spending time with us today, just to hang out and BS. For me, real quick, I've got tomorrow. I'm going to be on the toy nerd dungeon. As they say, the nerd dungeon. I think it says a toy nerd dungeon. Smitty, help me out, because I can't tag the name.
I think it's Toy Nerd Dungeon.
Yeah, I think the toy nerd dungeon. I'm going to be on with them tomorrow, and then Wednesday I'm going to be on with Proyecto Tripulante, Fabricio from Marva Toys. And then
Nice.
we've got the Ganjira show coming up, so you guys want to check out for that. There's going to be a preview on the 15th.
Yes, Boozing's going to talk about the Ganjira show on Friday, which is, next Tuesday or something? After Wednesday?
Yeah,
When's
it's
the
on
Ganjira show?
They're going to do a show.
It's 420.
Yes,
Favorite
midweek
day.
show.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. Congratulations.
yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Starting to see some awesome
and,
progress.
and and really quick,
Yes.
part of my epiphany
Thank you.
is that I have been a part of this scene for over 10 years now, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I've always seen myself as a very newbie because I feel like I'm constantly learning and meeting new people and just exploring all the avenues with you guys. But I constantly feel like I'm a newbie. But I've known Playful for 10 years. It's insane to me to think about.
Yeah. 10 years, a decade. So you really kind of know the ins and outs of what the cons look
So
like.
I can really help out if anybody needs any help with any information, want people
Yeah.
get connected somehow.
Yeah, if there's anybody that wants to try and get a little bit more guidance or suggestions, because you've seen what works and what doesn't. So that's awesome that you're putting it out there to be a resource, kind of a mentor. Decade of purple, for real.
And it's been purple the entire time.
Nice.
Heck yeah, on that note.
Let's imagine what the next 10 years will be.
I know, seriously. Yeah, because that time must have flown by. Like you didn't even realize that it was 10 years.
Nope, not at all. It's amazing.
It
Time
is.
flies.
And it's amazing to be constantly around all of you.
I know
So
all the
thank you for
friendships we've
sharing with
made.
me.
Of course. You are a major staple. So definitely we have to see more from you.
10 more
Have
years to
you?
come. 10 more years
Hmm.
of birthday.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, see, Saint saying you're going to introduce his girls to the scene in 10 years. Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Auntie Yessie is forever in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the wind. Yessie.
Well,
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun today. Look at us. Last week we were late. This week we ran over. What's going to happen the next time?
I know. I know. After Easter's, are we going to have a show for Easter? Because I think that's going to be like,
Uh,
we'll figure it out.
Is that next Sunday?
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Mm.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Yeah, because I think if that we might end
It
up
all depends
skipping.
on what we're doing, huh?
Say it again?
It all depends on what we end up doing that day.
Yeah, same here. Because for us, usually we have to leave at like between 3 and 5 in the morning to get a good spot at the park. So, yeah. So a lot of the guys will get together and do that.
What?
And so, yeah, it's like insane. It's a whole thing. And so I'm
You've
like,
been
I
insane
probably,
your whole life?
huh?
Have you been insane your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we end up
This
like with
this is
the,
why we get along.
mhm.
Like, shit, I just woke up, man.
Yeah, well, it's like you just barbecue some asada for breakfast at 3 in the morning with your coffee.
Mhm.
You're good. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes because Sunday, I don't know that it's going to work, but we'll post something if we do decide. And after, though, the week
Yeah.
after, we've got another amazing guest. So thank you for stopping in with us. Thank you for sharing your work and your story.
Yeah,
Like I
thank you.
said, very excited to
Yes.
see.
Thank you.
And thank you
And
guys for
whenever
hanging out
you'd
with
like
us.
more,
Yes,
For sure. Yep, more to come.
for sure, for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you
bye.
guys. Bye.